So, in the knife world, we have two terms that one is called a false edge. So this harpoon is a false edge. In other words, a switch. And then we have a true edge. And the true edge is right at the apex. And so there are also people that are false edges. But then there are a few that are truly true edges. You know what I'm talking about? We may have a big kind of a false edge that is very aggressive looking, right? But when we look closer, we see that the truest edge, is this microbevel. And that's where all the cutting is at. Yeah, of course, geometry plays a role, but just hear me out, because this is more about true and false edge. The knives here are just to show a bit of an example as I talk about false edges or swedge and a very true edge. What kind of person are you? I mean, we all go through different stages in life. We might all have gone through that period of being false edges. We might still be there. And in the knife world, don't get me wrong, the false edge has a purpose. But in order for us to use that false edge appropriately, we need to know that it's a false edge, right? Because otherwise, we would be afraid to put our finger there, or some people might even be afraid of grabbing a knife that has a double edge, like a dagger. And then again, there are people who have that characteristic, right? Who are daggers, who have a double edge, and that in that sense are dangerous. But in any sense, knowing what we can do with a false edge, and of course, knowing what we can do with a true edge, with that very fine, very refined and wonderful apex, that's gonna put in our hands a wonderful tool with knowledge. And then again, when we talk about people, well, it is healthy to know, it is healthy to recognize false people from true people, from dagger people. those who might be very willing to hurt someone else, to lie. And then there's just a handful of people that will get to know, that have those very wonderful characteristics of a true edge, and that are going to cut through anything, or just about anything. In the world we are living, we see in the internet the lives of, or what we think are the lives of people. And so we see a lot of false edges. We see a lot of false things, phony things. And it is, in the world of internet, it is very difficult to recognize a true edge, right? And this can also apply to the knife world, because everything is so hyped up that to recognize a true knife from just a phony, from just a fake, or a false edge, a false knife, it has become very difficult. Discernment is something that it's important for us as knife users, as knife collectors, and as people, to strengthen that ability, to strengthen the ability to discern good from bad, discern what's positive and what's negative. Is that a chip? Or it's just smudge? Yeah, it's just smudge. Right there. And so there's just a whole bunch of things going on. A lot of people a lot of talk, a lot of knives, and yet not all that we see out there is like the knives that we have here. These are pretty good knives, each and every one of them. And with a very well thought out design of what a false edge is and what a true cutting edge is. So we just gotta be careful and get smarter, don't we? We just gotta increase our intelligence and abilities to discern and to point out differences and similarities, and trying to be more objective. Because, see, that's one of the beauties about a true edge. It cuts. And it's not gonna trick us like a false edge, right? We might think, well, maybe this edge is going to cut. Maybe not. But I know this one this true edge is going to cut and slice through almost anything I put it to. Anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Professor EDC out.